Hi guys. I think I'm gonna post this on my main channel, and I might do one for my ASMR channel too, I'm not sure. But this is like a bad news update kind of thing. Like, I did an update recently, but this one was more serious. The other one's kind of minuscule. I don't remember if I talked about my dog having her mask grow back or not, but it grew back. It was slowly kind of growing back. Within about a week, it got really, really bad and a lot worse than what it was before. And we had it removed back in July, but it's back and it was worse than before. So, a couple of times she puked. It was a lot of shivering and crying, like whimpering. And it just seemed as though she was in pain. And it was confirmed then that she was probably in some kind of pain. And the bladder thing alone was a problem. Like, it was just a bunch of her peeing everywhere, to the point where I think she was even standing and peeing, because she wasn't squatting whenever you look, but we could never really tell when she was doing it because it would happen so fast. She would do it before you could even look to check that was what was going on. So she was getting worse, and her spot was bleeding even without her scratching at it. We didn't see her scratch at it like at all this time. But her being 15 and doing so good, like doing so well for such a long time, when a dog like that is expected to be alive until like 13 at the most. But we had it for like 2 more years. So I guess we were doing something right, but some days she wasn't mobile, she would need help going on the couch, and she would be able to like jump down herself. For the most part, she needed help with that kind of thing, and I feel like we would be making her suffer more if we kept her going. And then today at the doctor, when we took her tonight, he said that if we were to try to get her mask removed, that it would just keep coming back, and she gets so anxious and nervous taking her to the vet, and she actually tried to leave. She always goes right to the door. She's like, "Nah, I'm not doing this, see ya." The fastest she's moved lately was when she was outside trying to pee real quick and then to go in the building. And then when she realized it was what it was after sitting with us for a little while, she walked right to the door. I told my dad she would try to escape, but I don't think he really believed me. But he saw it himself, like she wanted to get out of there. And I felt bad. So that's just like the backstory of it. The whole reason as to why I'm even making this and telling you anything. Is because tonight she was put down. I've been crying on and off. I was crying a lot earlier. It's cold outside, but my leg was shaking, not just because of the cold, but because I was upset too. I was holding her collar in my hand. And I was also scared of like what her son was gonna do and how he would react to it, because her and her son that we have, Gherkin, I know it's a funny name, but they're really, really close, so I didn't know what he was gonna do, but we let him see her body in the box. That way he would have some closure and wouldn't be wondering where his mom is, because I feel like that would just be fucked up if he didn't know what was going on. I think all day he kind of had a feeling that something was up, and he was trying to lick her wound. My mom was grossed out by it, and my dad was saying that he thinks that he was just trying to soothe Roxy and trying to help her out. But my sister came over earlier to say goodbye in case something happened. My niece and nephew, they came by and they also said bye to her. But yeah, she was put down. We didn't want to keep prolonging it. She had a good life. She was loved. My dad said it would give her dignity, and that way she wouldn't have to go out with I don't know how to put it. Before she got to too bad of a state, it would be better to choose to put her down at that point. So it's what we did, and it doesn't feel real, even though I saw her being buried and everything. It just doesn't feel real yet, even though I know it's going to. So, if you're at the point where you haven't gotten that close to a pet, and you can't feel what I'm feeling, or if you never lost one, you're really lucky. But the last time I went through something like this was when I was 14, and the dog I had that time was 16. So at that point, it was all of my life when my dog Jenga passed away. And we had her put down because of her old age and she couldn't move, stuff like that. But for Roxy was around, but Rox was really, really young then. And Jenga was raising her. So for that, it was Jenga was my last piece that was in Roxy. Having Roxy was my connection to Jenga. Now that Roxy's gone, it's Gherkin is my connection to Roxy. It's it all goes full circle, and it's really weird. So now I'm just down to a cat and... well, no. I'm down to 2 cats and a dog. It's just the one cat thinks he's a dog, too. So, yeah. Like I said, I cried a good amount. Even when I went to the gas station, I had, tears that I still felt, right here at my eyes. It felt kind of stains your skin, you know, that feeling. I had it there. And then this is running because of all the crying I did. But yeah, it's you can spend forever thinking that you're ready to lose them, or that it won't hurt you too much if you lose them. But for me at least, I was not prepared. I'm never gonna be prepared for the other 3 when they have to die. No. I knew for the past year or 2 that she's getting really old. How much longer is she really gonna survive? As dark as that sounds, but it's I feel something's gonna happen and I'm just not gonna know when, and it's gonna hit me. And that's what happened. It really hit me. She's my baby. She was my best friend. All of today, I was laying with her. Well, I was sitting on the recliner, and she was laying on the floor beside me, and I was petting at her and holding her little paw, and saying I loved her and calling her cutesy names. And it's so weird, because even though that was only earlier today, it feels it wasn't today. It feels it happened a while ago, but it was only earlier today. Because now it's everything changed. The atmosphere's weird. It's weird. I was just eating, and she wasn't there to nag at me for food. Because we all knew Roxy was like a big foodie. She wasn't picky with anything. And it was weird to eat something without her being there to pester at me, you know? Like, even when my cat Skitty died, she loved, like, people food. She loved potato chips and bread and all this stuff like a cat shouldn't really have. And I thought, you know, like, Skitty really would have liked this. But now, with Roxy, and I was a lot closer to her, I'm just thinking, she would have loved to have, like, some of my crust from my bread or, like, a snippet of the egg, like the crunchy outside part. Damn it, I thought I wasn't gonna cry because I've been crying nonstop, but just goes to show I really am upset. My mom even told me, she was like, I don't think anyone was as close to Roxy as what you were. Like, she's my baby. Like, she's a family member. And even my dad teared up a little bit, and he said that, yeah, she's gonna be missed, and that he's gonna miss the old girl, because she was the old lady. I always called her little old lady. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna miss her. She's a family member, and it struck me, because it's like, I didn't really think that he, like, thought that much of her, because people like to pick on her and, like, say mean stuff about her to, like, tease her. But I'm like, y'all are gonna miss her when she's gone, though. Like, y'all are gonna miss her. She's a character. She's funny. She's sweet. She's loving as fuck. Like, she just wants cuddles. That's all. And she is such a sweet dog. And now she's gone, and fucking A, man. It's like, I haven't felt this since I was 14. Like, I've had animals pass away, but I've never been, like, that close to one. I always knew that Roxy was gonna be as close as I get to a pet again since Jenga. Holy shit, man. Like, it fucking hurts. Like, it feels like worse than a breakup, because even if you have a breakup with somebody, you always have, like, your animal there to, like, comfort you and be there, and you're like, well, it's okay, because I can just go pet Roxy. Fuck you. But now I don't have that, so it's like, fuck. No matter who I end up with in a relationship, or whoever I stay with, I was hoping we'll, like, get to meet my little fuzzy sister and be like, you gotta get her approval, because she's family. But now Zane won't get to meet her, and that's kind of sad. Because Zane was, like, thinking about her recently, too, and stuff. I love that dog more than anything. I always thought if, like, something were to happen to the house, like, I would try to get my dogs out before I would worry about anything else, because, like, my pets are my everything, as weird as that sounds, but, like, they're my family, so if you value family above, like, anything else, then that's probably where my mindset comes from. I love my pets that much. But yeah, it's like, other than me being upset by this, I was wondering, like, how is Dirk gonna handle it? Like, he's gonna come home, well, we're gonna come home, and he'll be all confused as to where his mom is. That's why we let him see her. That way he wouldn't have to keep wondering. I know death is supposed to be a normal thing, and it is, but, like, you can't act like you're not upset. You just can't. It's gonna affect you at some point, unless you literally don't feel anything. I'm not like that. I have too many emotions. So, even when I was just looking at the couch, like, just looking at it and seeing her not be there, it started to make my eyes water, because I'm like, she would be right here, right now. And then I started to wonder if we made the right choice, but I have to say, yeah, we fucking made the right choice, because she would just keep suffering, and I wanted to have her not suffer anymore, and it wasn't just up to me. There was the doctor's opinion and my parents' opinion. And that's what we chose. So I have to tell myself that it was the right thing, or I'm gonna go like fucking insane. Because I never wanted to lose her. You know you have to. You're gonna have to at some point in your life. Like, I'm not gonna be here one day, and you're not gonna be here one day. We're all not gonna be here one day. But I really just didn't want to lose her. Now that I have that going on, I'm like, this is so fucking weird. This doesn't feel real yet, even though it is. And I feel like I'm just saying the same thing over and over, but yeah. That's the news. And then I have one of my friends that I told this to, because I haven't even, like, posted it on Facebook or anything. But I told him. And he was like, are you ready for your trip? I'm like, my trip? Like, even earlier today, when I was laying with rocks and stuff, my mom was asking about what I was going to pack and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not really worried about it, though, because I'm worried about Roxy. I still stand by that, but I'm like, do you mean mentally or in general? Because I'm not ready at all. Even though I was counting down the days before and I was excited, and I only have a few more days. But yeah, last thing I could really fucking think about was my trip. Now Zane's trying to tell me it'll be a good distraction, maybe it'll help a little bit. I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't expecting to go on this trip while knowing my dog isn't here with me anymore. Like, I was hoping if anything were to happen, it could be a while after this, because I thought she was doing good. She was improving for a couple of days, and then it just kind of like backpedaled, like it wasn't going good anymore. Yeah. All I can really say to you is to cherish your time with your animals, if you have any. And not even animals, like your friends, your family, like cherish your time with them, get pictures, memories of them, even if they hate pictures. Like, if you have pictures, you're not going to regret anything, because then you have memories to look back on, instead of being like, fuck, I didn't get any pictures of anybody. Yeah, get pictures if you're able to. That's what I would recommend. And just love them, you know? Like, love them and be there for them. That's all you can really do. I'm trying not to end this on, like, a really depressing note. But, yeah, she was my best friend. Like, fuck any person that ever fucked me over. Like, fuck all that. Like, no. My loyal Roxy was my sweetheart, and I love her so, so much. I'm really bummed out that she isn't here right now, but I don't know about heaven and all that shit, but all I can hope is that she's in a better place, just resting, you know? Fucking I'm getting... Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna go now. And see you guys later. Just wanted to give you that update.